the biggest, baddest mansions, $100 million houses. The cold calling king. Straight to the money shot. Which means more value for you in the investment that you're buying. All right. Check it out. I'm about to give you a house tour. Welcome to Josh Altman's YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us for another episode. We're here at 2175 Summit Ridge Drive, $7,995,000. The Altman Brothers' newest listings. But before we go in there, I'm going to tell you why this house is so special. Because to the left right here, we got Beverly Park South. And to the right, we got Beverly Park North. The biggest, baddest mansions flank this house in the entire US. I mean, these are 50, 75, $100 million houses. And look at this. You got no neighbors across the street. So come on in, let's have some fun, huh? What's special about this is not your typical style home. This is actually, I like to think it's a kind of a Aspen vibe in here. Come on, check it out. I always like to go straight to the money shot. For me, this is the money shot right here. So we're currently on the market for $8 million. We are the third agents on this property. That's right, you heard it properly. We put it on at 8. The people before us put it on for 9.5. The people before them put it on for 10.5 or $11 million. And I say this all the time. Sometimes it's not the best to be the first agents. It's the best to be the second or third. And we're gonna sell this place. Something I look for whenever I walk a property, if it's my own, if it's somebody else's, is I look around the neighborhood of what I see. Right now, I see a modern house. Looks like it's probably the same size as this house. I assume that's going to hit the market for north of $10 million. Construction in the neighborhood's good. It's a pain in the ass when you live in the neighborhood. But when you don't live in the neighborhood or you're buying into a neighborhood, construction means higher values, which means more value for you in the investment that you're buying. You got a beautiful greenbelt view here. What does greenbelt mean, right? Maybe some of you haven't heard that before. You know, you got the big city views. This is what a greenbelt view is. This is a mountain, a canyon behind us, so you get nice greenery. Now there's a couple things about that. During the day, it's absolutely breathtaking. During the night, it's black. You don't see anything. So that's something that you gotta kind of take into account when you buy a house like this. Some people like that. Some people don't want to see anything, and that's what you get with a greenbelt view. Also, now that I'm a father, you learn a couple things about swimming pools. This is called a Baja shelf. A Baja shelf is probably the single most important thing to have in a pool when you have kids, because this is where the kids play. So where I had an amazing pool at my house, I now have one giant Baja shelf. And this is what it looks like. Man, it's bright out there. You gotta love LA. Always sunny in LA. The reason why I said this is an Aspen vibe was just because of the beams. Kind of give it that feel, but also the stone. There's certain elements throughout a house that can give it a certain vibe, and it might just be as little as a wall of stone, or the color of the wood on the doors, or the amount of indoor-outdoor flow, or the major rooms. And you know, those little things are so important, which is why we hire designers to do a lot of this stuff, because you don't want to have a mishmash. But I'm going to introduce you right now to the agent on the Altman Brothers. Come on in, he's in the kitchen. Yo!
What's up?
Ashkan!
How are you?
What's happening, brother? Oh! God, you know how much money this is?
That's what you got a case for.
Man, I lose these contacts. So, everybody, YouTube, this is Ashkan. Ashkan has been with us for how long?
About a year and a half now?
About a year and a half. And he's running point on this listing. So, with the Altman Brothers, he actually brought this deal to us. And what I want you guys to hear is how he got the deal, because I think it's important. Go ahead, tell the story.
Basically just expired listing. I cold called it, built a relationship or rapport with the client, and got us in here and got the listing.
And this was on the market before, right?
Yep, twice.
And so what's interesting there is, number one, people ask me all the time at all these conferences around the world, do you actually cold call? Do you think cold call still works?
Definitely still works.
He just landed an $8 million listing by cold calling a property that was on with previous agents before. Ashkan can get the meeting, he can set it up, and then of course we all come in and we close the deal. And so that's how this went down, and I think it's really important.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
How often do you show this house?
Probably, I don't know, 5 times a week.
Good, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. This is one of those houses.
We're gonna sell it quick.
You think so?
Yeah.
For how much?
I'd say close to what we're asking.
Close to asking.
Close to 8.
And I think that's also important is when we sat in the meeting here, which I want everybody to hear. What did the last agents have it at last on the MLS?
9.5.
So 9.5.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember correctly, when we sat with the seller, he said that he was meeting with 3 people. 2 of them said that he should list at 8.5.
Yeah.
And we came in the lowest. We
Yeah.
came in the lowest and we said 8 million. Now, a lot of times sellers are going to be like, "Oh, I'm not hiring those guys.
Yeah.
They told me the lowest." But in our pitch, I think it was evident and it was clear because of our track record that we're not the guys who just say a price to get a listing.
Yeah.
And in this particular market, I think that's more important than anything.
Yeah.
We're upfront. We're honest. Look, we can tell you 8.5. But if you actually want to be real about selling this and sell it closer to the price you want, you got to come out at 8. Because a lot of people think, well, if I list it at 9, people are going to offer me 8. But what they don't realize is if you list it at 8, which is probably the strike price of what it's worth, people are going to offer you closer to your asking price than if you were overpriced, which is kind of weird, and I know that's confusing.
Yeah.
But
No,
so you can price it at 9 and get offers for high 7s, or you can price it at 8 and get offers for high 7s. Which one are you going to do?
Yeah. Price it right.
You got to price it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't let it sit.
Realistically, how many calls do you make a day?
I try to do probably 30 a day.
30 a day.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, really, if you think about it.
It's not that many. But it's the research that goes into it. You got to go find what's expired or canceled. You got to go find the phone numbers. It's not just going on there and just finding a phone number.
Right, so it's not just making 30 calls.
It's not just
actually
making 30 calls.
a
There's
week up to that. You're preparing to get those
There's
phone
a lot
numbers.
of time that goes into the finding the call.
Got it.
basically. Yeah.
You know, and this is not just for real estate. This is for anybody who is in sales in general, or somebody out there building something, building a business, an entrepreneur. At the end of the day, this is all about one word. Starts with a P. Persistence. And I think that you have mastered the art of being persistent.
Yeah.
I like to think about it like this. If you don't try, you're never going to know.
Yeah.
And if you try and somebody says no, there's no shame in trying to turn that no into a yes.
Yeah. Don't get discouraged. That's what I can say. Don't get discouraged.
One, you got to have tough skin.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to be able to brush it off.
For sure.
You got to turn no's into yeses. You got to be persistent. And it's a numbers game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope that you learned a little bit there. Ashkan, what's your Instagram?
It's Ashkan, 2_ ASHKAN.
There you go. Thank you. The cold calling king.
Yes, sir. Yes,
There
sir.
you go. I'm going to show you guys the rest of the house. So what I like about this kitchen is a couple different things. Stone, in my opinion, makes or breaks a kitchen. This is Calcutta gold. I've become an expert in stone. I know all about it. I know the different types of stone. So I can walk into a kitchen and say, oh, that's Caesar stone, but that middle island is Calcutta gold. I like this a lot. I like the gold features. I think it brings character to the kitchen. You also always got to look at appliances. So another thing which I've become an expert at, selling so much real estate, is knowing appliances. I know that a lot of money has gone into this. This is a Wolf range. I know how much this costs, and I know that he also went with the Wolf microwaves and the heating drawers and all that. So there was a lot of money put into this kitchen. These are things that you look at when you're a buyer, when you're a seller, when you're an agent. Beautiful double wide fridge. Oh, look at that, Stella, my favorite beer. Drink responsibly. Man, it's a hot day up there. What I would do for Stella. Was that an obvious plug? Well, thank you for Thank you for sponsoring this episode, Stella. There you go. All right, back to the program. Let's go check out the master. You know, in these big houses, it's actually a workout. Sometimes I don't even need to go to the gym. But check this out. Look out this window right here. What's cool about this house is that you're overlooking Beverly Park. Will you look at the size of those mansions? No, don't look at me. Look at the mansions, bro. Look at those. Oh yeah, one day. Mark my words. What's cool about the master is once you pass that doorway, you have this awesome canopy, tons of light, and you have three options. The master bedroom, the master closet, or what can be the secondary master closet and or, which I'm about to get into, a nursery. So this is kind of your whole master vibe in here. Let's start with the master bedroom. Beautiful. I don't see one house. That's nice. That's nice because if you're someone who wants to walk around naked, be naked. Super sick master bath. Look at this stone throughout. They knocked it out of the park with this. The height in this, look at this. This is even tall for me and I'm super tall. The closet. This is one of those closets that you want, not a lot of people can get, but this is what you get for $8 million. You get a closet this size. The wood beams, the double height ceilings, I mean that's 14 feet right there, which is max on what you can build on this floor. You really got to understand the heights in all these houses. But for me, that's money. And lastly, the nursery. So this is the nursery. You have to take your shoes off and you can't speak loudly because that's what my wife tells me in our nursery. It's a very calming room. Come on, don't wake the baby up. I'm gonna show you guys an 8-car garage now. Follow me. It's cool, just in case you're confused what direction you're in at the bottom of the floor. You have north, south, east, west down there. Because sometimes you're walking around this and you realize, I don't know where I am because I've been in circles so much. And you're like, whoa, which direction is there? And then you look down, you're like, oh, it's west. So west is where the garage is. Come on. So check this out, we're now in the 8-car garage. Really could be 10 cars, and what we thought of doing here, because we had to think a little out of the box when it came to staging this property, was we staged it as a living area. It's still being finished here, but an extra living area. For somebody who doesn't have 8 or 10 cars, this is a lot of square footage of wasted square footage, let's say, for them. For me, I have a car collection in here, but for somebody who doesn't collect cars, what do? And so sometimes you gotta think outside the box, you gotta think differently. We're turning this into a living area / garage. It could also be a dance club. I mean, it could be whatever you're into. Well, that's it, 2175 Summer Ridge Drive, Altman Brothers listing. Check it out on the website, thealtmanbrothers.com. 7,995,000, 9,000 square feet, 4 beds, 4 baths, and an awesome recreation room, right? So in the meantime, I'm gonna take advantage of the massage room. It's been real. Thank you guys very much, and we'll talk to you later. All right, let's get this one. Come on, guys, give me some privacy.